Welcome to my channel about physiotechnique, robotics and embedded systems. If you're new to my channel or haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe via the thumbnail in the bottom right corner. This video is focused on my ESP32 with lots of options, and if you've seen the previous videos in this series, then you know that I have been focusing on the motors. Physiotechnique motor driven by pulse width modulation, and a servo motor ST90 also driven by pulse width modulation, but despite numerous attempts they don't really work. While I can prove that this is working, it is fully functional, just not in combination with the ESP32. So I'm now going to change subject by parts, not for the ESP32. I am going to try the last piece of addition which I received with the ESP, which is this one. It's the DHT11. Says nothing to me, or it said nothing to me, but it is a very basic, ultra low cost humidity and temperature sensor. And according to a description that I read on the internet when looking on how to connect it, it said the big down or let down of this sensor is that it has a reading time, or more appropriately said, a reading pause of 2 seconds, which means that you can only read from it or get data from it every 2 seconds. And so, yeah, in critical situations this thing is out of the question. Hobby, it may be functional. So let's see how I can connect this thing to the three GPIO pins here, and if I can get it to work, because most things actually do work. Well, this thing didn't, and these I have questions about, but let's see anyway. Screencast, because I have to show you the code that I have to adjust and not done yet, but also the schematics, which is going to be right here. I don't have in this program a symbol for the DHT11, but it's going to be right here. With a resistor I need between the power and the port. I made also a Fritzing, which is, well, quite new in setting, but again I didn't have the right symbol, but there are 4 ports and one is not connected. So this is a slightly better view. With the ESP32 that doesn't quite fit, because actually they are here. And the only thing that I really need to do yet is adding a library, and that is supposed to be done here. So sensor library for ESP. Select version. Really? Oh, it is installed anyway, so I guess that's it. So with this installed I can include it, and hopefully it works out. Okay, code. Taken from an example from the internet, which you can find in a blink of an eye. But first of all, include DHT.h after having included the library. it's not red, so I have my doubts, but let's do it anyway. Then I have to define DHT11 pin for pin 26, and it may be very wise to include a pin mode as well, I realize. Does it help? I am not quite sure, but here for these things, here pin mode 26 is defined as an output, which is never going to work out now, because I'm now using pin 26 for the temperature sensor. So I have to say pin mode 26 is input, and then start the sensor. Does this have consequences for other things? I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. So this is for the initialization, and then here I have temperature, temp, and degrees. But first, going back, because here I have defined temperature is DHT.temperature, read temperature. Didn't compile yet. Let's see whatever happens. Ah, that explains it. Why it is black. There is no such library. I have to find out. And after looking for a different library and installing one, it turns now to be red, which means that this library simply does not exist, despite giving no error. So it gives hope that I can get the servo motors working after all, but that's not the focus now. The focus right now is, and I have of course to open the serial monitor, and take a look at the text about temperature. Well, motors are all disconnected, so there's no output, there's no action from there. Temperature, none, not a number. Oh, that's an interesting one. So it's getting input, or it's getting something, but it's not something it can deal with. And without getting positive results, I turn to a different example and find that I should not connect it to 5 volts, but rather to 3.3 volts. So with the Fritzing different, the schematics different, and of course the real pinout, now with this wire here, this wire here, and this wire here, I'm sad to say that it is still not a number instead of a real output, which is a bit strange. One says it's 5 volts, one says it's 3.3 volts, assuming both are correct. Everything is at 5 volts because of USB. This is operating, and you can't see what I'm pointing at, but anyway, this is operating, this one is, so what's the difference? I can't tell. What I can tell is that my output is not good. not as expected, unfortunately. So what can I do about it? Disconnect the whole thing and start again. That may be a solution. I did two things. First of all, disconnect this cable and reconnect, and the second thing is reinstating the pin mode 26 for input. And unfortunately it doesn't have the effect, still not a number. So whether I did blow this thing or not, I'm not quite sure, but I think I'll have to replace it if I have one, if I can find one, and then do it again. But that's something for another day. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up and click the bell for notifications. Consider to support by donating via PayPal, Ko-fi, or becoming a patron for $2 or €2 a month and up. Please check my Patreon page. You can also follow me via Twitter and Instagram. See for my website and much more information and projects. My website, which is listed below the video, under the video, and also in the last segment. This is obviously going to be continued. For now, have a great day, take care, bye.